Hawkeye fans of all ages in Carver Hawkeye Arena tonight. Currently witnessing a tie game. And Adam, what's been working for Penn State on offense so far?
Probably the free throws. Right now, 6 of 7. They're really getting inside and drawing those fouls against Iowa. I think that's given them a good advantage. On the other side, Iowa 10 of 18, shooting for field goals, plus Dixon's 2 3-pointers, really helping out offensively.
These two teams kind of playing each other's games right now. Dixon running the fast break.
Yeah, that plus for Penn State, their offensive rebounding has been stellar so far.
Dixon can't make the shot, but she's fouled, and now she'll have 2 chances to take the lead.
Talking about those offensive rebounds, 6 offensive rebounds for Penn State already. That is something that's going to be very hard for Iowa to work through, considering they only have 10 total.
First free throw of the game for the Hawkeyes is good. Dixon, like many of her teammates, a very good free throw shooter, shoots almost 77% on the season. (24-22). Iowa in the lead. Hawkeyes creating some mix-up in the middle, and it'll be Penn State ball. Sub coming on is Ariel Edwards back in as Dara Taylor will step out. Adam, it's been a relatively quiet day so far for Alex Bentley and Maggie Lucas.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic. You know, like you said, seems like both teams are kind of switching roles, but a nice stop shot there for Penn State.
Yeah, Ariel Edwards has perhaps been picking up some of that slack. Number 13 in for Iowa for the first time tonight is Kathy Thomas, the sophomore transfer from Highlands Community College. Deep shot in the corner by Dixon, no good. Johnson with the board, and the second chance is good. Iowa retakes the lead.
Right now, Dixon leading the Hawkeyes 10 points. She's been a key factor so far. Now Iowa's starting to get that inside chances because Penn State's worried about the perimeter shot from Dixon.
And that can build upon itself in a way, because if you're hitting all your outside shots, they have to suck out, and you're going to be able to get inside. And then if you're scoring inside, they have to go back inside, and Dixon might be open again. So we've seen a little bit of that from both teams, although Penn State has not shot the three as much as they usually do. Speaking of three-pointers, here's Maggie Lucas for 2. She hesitated and lost the ball. Thomas trying to pull up, but not before an offensive foul is called on De'Ara Taylor. And now both teams in the bonus, although that was an offensive foul, so no free throws coming.
You know, one thing you got to talk about now, you got to talk about the 6th man for Iowa. This crowd is very present right now, very loud. That's got to be a big factor, leaning for the Hawkeyes and the way they're going to be able to rally when they need to.
Could perhaps be a factor. Typically one of the best attendance figures in the arena almost every year under Lisa Bluter. Iowa's been in the top 25 in attendance in NCAA women's basketball. Johnson tipped it out, and it'll be Penn State ball, with the Lady Lions now having a chance to tie the game. And Iowa head coach Lisa Bluter can't believe it. But nonetheless, up the court comes blue and white.
You know, we've talked about how well fought this is. A 2-point lead for Iowa. Largest lead so far is only a 5-point lead for the Hawkeyes. So this is a very closely contested match between these two teams.
Haven't had even a hint of either side running away with it early. Lucas pulls up and knocks it down. Lucas known for the three-pointer, but she can shoot from almost anywhere on the floor.
Lucas also making her presence known in the last couple minutes. She was 0 for 5 going into that, made 2 straight baskets. So nice for her and Penn State to step up.
Prinny absorbs contact, nothing called, and it'll be Penn State ball. went off of either Johnson or Doolittle. Regardless, the visitors can now take the lead with a basket on this time.
Doolittle and Johnson have their work cut out for them. They've been out there a lot of minutes so far. The tallest players for Iowa, they're really going to have to work tonight.
Doolittle defends the shot by Nixon. And now foul called on Penn State.
You know, I think if you're going to lean on anybody too, Johnson's the one player. You don't mind her being out there every minute. In her senior year now, I've talked to her before. She said, you know what, I'll do whatever it takes to win for this team, and if it means going until I collapse, that's what I'll do. And right now you can see she's really working hard out there tonight.
Rewarded with a trip to the line here. Johnson misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Bentley running. Well defended by Kathy Thomas.
Nice awareness by Bentley to not get the traveling call against her as she was going down on that play.
Inside, Johnson really getting after it with Candace Agee. Dixon running. Thomas with some contact. It'll be on the floor, but Thomas will shoot at least one.
Iowa starts with the serve, and Michigan native Alessandra Dietz puts the ball in play. Goes cross court with the serve. Michigan sets outside right, and an immediate kill by Claire McElhaney. McElhaney, the redshirt senior, puts Michigan up 1-0 in the first set. A lot of options for Michigan. They have 5 players who have more than 100 kills. Lexi Irwin needs 6 to get to 400 on the season. Molly Toon serves. Toon goes straight to Yeager. Daly, quick set in the middle. Lepic is blocked. Keeps it in play, though. Now Lovell on the outside. Cross court, dug out by Toon. Overpass, and Lovell kills. A defensive mistake leads to an offensive chance by the Hawkeyes. And Alex Lovell kills, makes it 1-1 in the first set. Immediate sub by Michigan. Brittany Lee, defensive specialist from Indianapolis, coming in. Good crowd on hand here, a small atmosphere at Clifton Arena. Allie O'Dean, bang, bang, an ace for the Iowa City native, and Iowa's up 2-1 in the first set. Allie O'Dean going straight at the Michigan back line and registering just her 4th ace of the season. O'Dean again. Into the back of Michigan. They set outside left. Rolls off the net and was actually deflected by Iowa. Went out of bounds after that. 2-all. First kill of the night for Irwin. Probably will not be the last. The libero Morales to serve for the Wolverines. Goes to Bedell. Daly, Lovell on the outside. Hit that outside of the antenna. Point Michigan. They lead 3-2 after 5. Good crowd on hand. Most of them wearing maize, a Rock the House shirt distributed to fans before this match. Lepic kills for the Hawkeyes. 1, 2, 3 in the middle. Lepic goes off of a Michigan blocker and out of bounds. That took quite the carom off of Michigan's block, considering that was in the middle and it ended up out of bounds by the time it touched the floor. 3-all, and Alex Lovell to serve. Lovell, good serve into the back of Michigan State. They set for Irwin. She kills. 1, 2, 3. Lexi Irwin, cross-court kill. Irwin, their first option, although they have quite a few. She's a junior. Irwin now has 396 kills on the season. Next for Michigan, Jennifer Cross with 255. Serve in by Allie Sable. Lepic kills for Iowa. 1, 2, 3 again, outside right, and Lepic off the block and out of bounds early. Lepic, a big factor in the Iowa offense. She immediately subs out, though, after that kill. And Yeager, the libero, comes back on. Yeager as far left as possible. Very short serve. Michigan setting outside left. There's Irwin. Little roll shot. Iowa blocks it back on the Michigan side. Then Iowa tips the ball back over. Michigan sets outside right. Cross court, it's wide. Shot went wide by Jennifer Cross. Point Iowa. 4-all with Iowa's number 4, Bethany Yeager, to serve. Actually 5-4 Iowa, excuse me. 5-4 Iowa in the first set. Bethany Yeager serves with a 1-point lead. Goes to Morales, set outside. Irwin kills. Easy to see why she's so good. Irwin, efficient, around 2. Snuck that between the antenna and Iowa's block. Went cross court, 5-all in the first set between Michigan and Iowa. Serve by Irwin. Takes a diving dig by Odine to keep it in play. Bedell for Iowa. Cross court, great dig by Morales. She has to eventually bump it over. Lovell. Daly setting, looking for Bedell. One more time, she's blocked. Back onto the Iowa side. Goes to Daly. Now Bedell. One more time, cross court. Good dig by Morales. Now Michigan sets. There's Irwin out of the middle. Odine with a good dig in the back right. Now Lovell has to bump the ball over. Michigan can run the offense. Outside left. Toon into the back line of Iowa. Nobody touches that. 6-5. And the first truly long rally of this match won by Michigan. 6-5. The Wolverines now lead the first set. They're pretty good at home this year. 9-4 overall. Daly sets for Iowa. Dietz with a nice little touch shot. Either way, it would have been a net violation on Michigan. It's wobbling. So don't believe Dietz will be credited with the kill, but point Iowa either way. And now the Hawkeye leader in aces, Nikki Daly, steps up. In the middle, Daly goes into the back of Michigan, and it's just long. First service error of the match by the Hawkeyes. Something that really was the undoing last night as they had 10 errors to no aces. And Daly unable to capitalize there. 7-6 Michigan. Jennifer Cross with the serve. Yeager, Daly behind her head to Bedell. Kill Rachel Bedell. Went off the Michigan block and into the back line. There was 2 players there, but Crossland and Sable both thought the other player had it. So Rachel Bedell gets the kill, 7-all, and now Bedell to serve. Bedell down the line, serve. Michigan sets outside right. Kill. Claire McElhaney. 8-7 Michigan. Another kill off the block, although it went into the Iowa side. Decent student section here, standing on bleachers right behind the Iowa bench. Often considered a pretty hostile environment here in Ann Arbor. Iowa quick set, Dietz, and one more time a net violation. This one on Iowa, though. Believe Dietz's follow-through rattled the net. 9-7, Michigan trying to get some separation, but the Hawkeyes just hanging around. Serve in, down the line. Daly sets outside. Lovell pushes the ball over, nothing doing. Bump set. And Toon cross court. Yeager can't dig. Toon going to the Iowa back left, and Bethany Yeager there, but nothing the Iowa libero can do about it. 10-7 Michigan, the first team to double digits.
We played together when we were 14, 15, 16, 17, all the way up.
Despite being from Georgia towns more than 200 miles away, Caleb Cowherd and Chevy Clark know one another well. The two played together in the summers for the East Cobb Astros in a league equivalent to American Legion baseball. Then, during the 2010 MLB draft, the duo were taken 12 picks apart in the first round by the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
It was really cool. I remember calling him right after the draft.
Well, first thing we said was, are you going to sign?
Good stuff. Should I sign?
It was like, yeah, we're going to sign.
Now, after the better part of 2 years spent at different minor league clubs, the Southern boys are reunited in Cedar Rapids, a much different, much more Midwestern town. But the two say where they play won't affect their play, especially because the Colonel's newest third baseman and center fielder know they're lucky to still have a piece of home with them.
I mean, that doesn't happen much. To get drafted by the same team in the same round, it doesn't happen much. And that was a big opportunity for us to just go through the system together.
As for the future of the pair, Colonel's manager and former big leaguer Jamie Burke says he wouldn't be surprised if the pair are gone by the end of the season, called up to the higher levels together. Ian Martin, Daily Iowan TV Sports. Thanks, guys, and hello and welcome back to the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. A lot to cover on the program today, including sound bites from Fran McCaffrey's weekly press conference and a visit from our wrestling insider, Cody Goodwin, fresh off of his press availability with the team today. But we start with the women's basketball team, finally ranked and as tournament tested as any team in the country. Bluder's bunch finally cracked the top 25 after knocking off its sixth, yes, you heard me right, sixth ranked opponent this past weekend in Ann Arbor against the Michigan Wolverines. The 24th ranked Lady Hawks are the only team in the country to play at least 3 ranked opponents and still be unbeaten against ranked teams. The Black and Gold has not been in the top 25 for nearly 2 years, and one of the biggest reasons for the Hawks' rise, senior Jamie Printy, who has been honored as the Big Ten's Player of the Week after 2 stellar games last week. The Hawks are back in action this Thursday at Assembly Hall against the University of Illinois. And also in action on Thursday, Fran McCaffrey's Iowa Hawkeyes. Black and Gold coming off a tough overtime loss on the road at Purdue. They return home to face a struggling Penn State squad that's sitting at the bottom of the Big Ten Conference. The Hawks head man took the podium this afternoon to discuss the impressive recent form of his sixth man, Melsan Basabi, along with the struggles that go along with the Big Ten play and the Hawks' approach ahead of this Thursday's matchup. Coach? And speaking of the Nittany Lions, the biggest Penn State-Iowa meet is in Iowa City this Friday night, pitting the best team in the wrestling land against the hometown Hawks. On display at Carver will be 2 top 5 teams with 27 combined national titles. And hey, we only have one Cody Goodwin, though. He's on set with us right now to break this thing down. And Cody, you met with Coach Brands today as well as some members of the team. First off, in general, this is just a big matchup between 2 ranked teams in Carver Hawkeye Arena. What can we expect from the teams on Friday night?
Well, from on paper, it's indeed, if you look at it, it's a very big dual meet. There are 17 ranked wrestlers out of 20 total that will take the mat Friday night. So, I mean, right there from the start, there's going to be a lot of great wrestling going on. And so specifically from Penn State, Iowa, we obviously know we've got good Matt McDonough, we've got Derek St. John. We've got a lot of top wrestlers that are coming ready to wrestle. But for Penn State, they're returning 3 national champions of 5 total finalists last year. And 3 of them will be taking the mat Friday night. Heavier weights at 165, it is David Taylor, who has been renowned as one of the toughest, most sought-after recruits when he was coming out of high school out of Ohio. Another wrestler at 184, Ed Ruth, returning national champion, as well as Quentin Wright at 197. So those upper weights for Penn State really bring quite the challenge. But really, both up and down the lineups all the way for both teams. This is going to be a really good duel. So I mean, if you're not doing anything Friday night, by all means, come to Carver Hawkeye Arena. You will be entertained.
And not that either team really has weak points, but you mentioned Penn State really strong in the heavier weights. Meanwhile, Iowa has a returning national champion in Matt McDonough. He's ranked number 1 right now, and he's got to wrestle number 2.
Indeed he does. It'll be the first time Matt McDonough will wrestle Nico Megaludis of Penn State, who is ranked number 2. The last time these two met was in March last year in the national championship. Matt McDonough was able to best him there 4-1, but Megaludis has gotten a lot better. He was just a freshman then. He's a big bad sophomore now, and he's gotten a lot better. Matt McDonough told me personally today that he's gotten a lot better. That experience is going to help him in Big Ten wrestling, especially Iowa Penn State. You know, you can't take anything lightly, especially between those 2 lightweight superpowers.
Well, that'll be a great one to start it off, and it will be consistently solid wrestling all evening on Friday night. Well, hey, thank you for coming in, Cody, and that's all for us here in the sports studio. A whole lot more coming up for you tomorrow and the rest of the week as we ramp up our coverage heading into a huge weekend of Hawkeye athletics. Back to you guys at the desk.